everyone, and welcome back to Doing the Least with Cynthia.
And Christy.
Awesome. So, it's March, everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay. How are you doing, Christy?
I'm doing really great actually.
Good.
Um yeah, I mean it's been such a cold year so far. I can't believe it's March. I say that every episode, but like whatever, I still can't believe how time just flies.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good.
It's been so cold. I've been doing well as well. I took some time off from work. I've been chilling. I've been regrouping and reflecting and, loving life. I sound like a hippie, but
Ooh,
like,
you sound so like rejuvenated and I see
yeah,
it too.
yeah. Um, yeah, we spent a lot of family time together and it was so good. It makes me want to, you know, stay with my family always, but
Oh,
that's capitalism, right?
yeah.
And my career, whatever. But anyways, how have you been doing the least? I can share, I guess, how I've been doing the least,
Yeah.
if that's all right.
Yeah. No, you start. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's
But hold
really,
on, before you
uh-huh.
start, I do want to say your hair is looking great.
What? Oh yeah, fun fact. Me and Christy saw each other at the salon. Well, Chrissy had talked about it and in the past, and then I had been needing to like cut my hair, dying to cut my hair. I hadn't cut my hair in like almost 2 years. I don't know. It's just been a lot.
That's so long. Your hair was so long.
It was so ratty and so gross. So I finally went, and coincidentally, I saw Christy.
Yeah, our
Yeah,
hair appointment was at the same time on
it
Super
was.
Bowl Sunday, so
That's right.
it was a fun day to get a haircut. So I just wanted to point that out. Your hair's still looking good a month later.
Thanks. Yeah, it feels very rejuvenated. Like I see why people get their hair cut regularly because it's
Yeah.
just it gets bouncy. It's like softer and cut off all the ends. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did that. And Christy also got her hair done, and you look great as well.
Thank you.
We'll have to do like an eventual reveal of our hair and
Ooh,
faces one day.
yes. Someday.
Photo shoot. Photo
Yeah.
shoot.
I like being the little cartoon for now.
Me too. Oh yeah. I like the mystery. I hope everybody likes that as well. Yeah, I'm feeling really energetic this morning now because I'm
Mhm.
doing the least by drinking my Folgers coffee with
Ooh.
ice water. So, yeah, it was a rough night. Mm, my baby, my toddler, didn't want to sleep because she woke up randomly and she was like laughing and like it
Well,
was
at
like
least, yeah, at least it was a fun one, right? For
yeah,
her.
but then it became like borderline scary. Like, why is she laughing so much? Like,
I wonder if she had like a dream or something.
I think she was. I think she was dreaming a lot, and then she woke herself up.
Yeah.
And then she was quiet, pretending to go to sleep, but she was still awake. But anyways, I'm here, and
Yay.
I'm ready to chit chat about everything.
Awesome. So, how have you been doing the least? I rudely interrupted.
Oh, I mean, basically just like my Folgers,
Oh, okay.
like my Folgers coffee. Because honestly, I've been doing a lot, which is kind of out of the ordinary, but I really needed this, so I'll talk
Well,
about it
yeah.
later. How have you been doing the least? Tell me.
I think I've been doing the least mostly just by being a procrastinator, but that's like just my default kind of way of operating. Um, I have needed to have some conversations with my boss, just trying to figure out like job opportunities, making decisions on like where I'm going, what I'm doing, And, the job hunt has continued throughout this time. And, it was going, right? Interviews and all that stuff. Um, but I finally just like pulled the trigger. Yeah, ripped the band-aid.
Yeah.
And just gave my 2 weeks.
Mm.
And so I'm no longer going to be with, the office I've been working in for the past almost, well, 4.5 years, I guess. So, yeah, no, but I mean, it's good. It's needed. It was time, but it was also really sad. It's like the end of a chapter. Um, I've also made the decision to leave the Bay Area,
Dun
which
dun
I
dun.
know, so sad. I mean, like, all signs were pretty much pointing to LA for a really long time. I think that moving to the Bay Area, 5 years ago, I thought it could potentially be a forever home. Um, but it's just, that's not the case. Although I love the area, it's just I have too much going on with me, like in LA. Like, my boyfriend's there, my family's there, opportunities are there, and I haven't lived there in 10 years. Like, officially, I moved out of LA in 2013 to go to the East Coast, and then I've been in the Bay Area ever since after that. So I'm just like, whoa, it's going to be a little bit of a culture shock. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but it feels like it's going to be a culture shock.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited. It's going to
Yay.
be LA in a different way because I'm an adult now. I'm all
Yes.
grown up.
Oh my gosh, we should definitely have like another episode talking about like the differences between the Bay and LA.
Oh my God, I know. We should.
I would love to talk about that because it definitely, I feel like whenever I go to LA, like I feel out of place
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not from there and
Right.
you guys are so worldly and so cultured. I mean, who knows? Maybe people in the Bay Area are too, but like there's definitely a difference and I think we should definitely talk about it.
Okay, I'm down, especially because hopefully I'll have some more time down there to be able to talk about it.
Yes.
Because my time in LA over the past 10 years has been visits over like
Yeah.
the weekend, or maybe like holidays I'd be able to stay for like a week or so, but it's been very minimal, and I've done a lot of the same things every time I've gone home because I want to see certain people, and I don't know, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. I'm,
Thank you.
sad. We're literally we're neighbors and,
I
during the
know.
pandemic, everything, limited, whatever. We hardly got to see each other, but I hope that this podcast can still, flourish with all the changes, all the good changes that are coming. And I'm
Yes.
so happy and excited for you.
Thank
Because you're
you.
gonna be like an attorney and you're gonna be practicing and it's gonna be
I know.
awesome. I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thank you. I know. I'm excited, but also like now I'll be doing the least with packing and stuff because I've just been taking mental inventory of like all my things, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh
gosh,
yeah, I
yeah.
can just pack that up real quick, like it'll be fine. But like, no, it's gonna be a nightmare. Literally last weekend I cleaned out just my shoe closet, just the shoes, nothing else, and it took me like all day because I do that. Like, I look at the shoe, and then I'll be like, oh, this is a cute shoe. Does it still fit? Is it still comfortable? Let me just clean it up a little bit. And then I'll remember the times that I wore it or didn't wear it. And then I'll think about its potential. And a lot of shoes I had at this point, like, they're probably vintage. Like, they're old. Like, like there's a pair of Pumas I have that I've had since high school. And I don't know why I never want to get rid of them. I've had like an emotional attachment to them, and I never wear them. I never wear them. Not even when I like got them did I wear them
Yeah,
that much.
yeah.
So,
I mean, we could all say that we have that item that we just were like, I can wear it with this, and like it just never happens. We got to face the facts and get rid of them, Christy.
I
We got to just
know.
throw it out.
I know. I actually did get rid of a lot of shoes. Like these were like, okay, they're done. And then I had another
Oh,
bag of shoes that I thought were like still really cute. I just never wore them cuz like I'm not about that life anymore. And I have a
oh my
coworker.
gosh, yeah.
I have a coworker who is literally 10 years younger than me. Um and we're the same shoe size. So I was like, maybe she could make use out of them. So I was able to, kind of give them to her and she did like them. So I'm glad they're, you know,
Yeah.
giving potential to somebody else. Um and yeah, it felt good. I still have a lot of shoes though, but at least I have probably at least 20 pairs less than I did a week ago.
No, I think that's good. I know packing to move, I hate packing to move. So when like I moved from DC back over here,
Mhm.
I just wanted to get rid of everything. I was just like I can't, and it took me like days to it was just the worst. I remember my my boyfriend at the time, now
Mhm.
husband, was like trying to help me and he's like, "Wow, can you be any slower?"
Oh.
Like it was because I was like I was doing the same thing you were. It was just
Yeah.
I hate moving and packing. It's just I dread it. I don't. I'm just
I
like let me
know.
just start over and buy all IKEA furniture and get
Right.
rid of everything.
That's kind of how I feel. Like
Yeah.
I've been in that mood for a while. Like I just want to get rid of everything in my closet and I'll just like start fresh. Like I'll just start
Yeah.
fresh. But then like I'll get rid of some stuff and then I'll buy some stuff and then so I'm like staying the same.
Whatever. It'll
Yeah.
work out. Yeah.
Yeah, the good thing is I'll have about, 3 weeks after I leave my job and before I move back where I'll just be kind of home, like not working. So I'll have
Yeah.
time to go through everything and get rid of stuff, pack stuff up that I'm not using anymore or like at least
Nice.
won't be using and yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
be an adventure.
It is an adventure and I'm excited for you. If you need any help with anything, let me know.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Boxes and all that stuff.
Yeah. Bleh.
Yeah. But so I know last podcast I was talking about like meals and
Mhm.
that subscription, not prescription. um and it didn't work out. It was like I know you mentioned that you had tried it and it didn't work out for you. Well, I was hopeful, but it didn't work out for me either.
Yeah.
It was like whatever.
Yeah.
It was just the flavors just it wasn't a match. But
Mhm.
I'm glad I tried it. So
Oh, good.
you know, not not to talk bad or anything. It was really good. It's just
Yeah.
I'm home cooking my meals, meal planning. Um, it's definitely not doing the least, but in my fashion, it's like very easy meals. So I guess
Mhm.
it's like doing the least there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm trying to make some changes and I'm feeling really good. It makes me feel, happier to like control what I eat. And I promised myself to like not eat out at
Mhm.
least for 40 days and 40 nights.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so I'm doing that. And so we'll see how it goes. I've been tempted though. I'm just like, oh man, I want to eat these hot Cheetos. I
Oh,
wanted a beer. I want some
yeah.
pizza, because some weeks are a little. You need that,
Yeah.
uh, that comfort. But
Oh
I'm
my
an
God, tell me
emotional eater.
about it.
But
One
yeah,
time I went to Target. Well, I I'm subscribed with like Massage Envy, so I'll get massages every once in a while. And the Massage Envy I go to, there's a Target right next to it, and all I needed for that night was a bottle of wine. That's all the goal was. So I was like, but I could probably get something at Target that I need that I just can't remember right now. So I went to the Target and I ended up walking out of there with like something that I needed. I can't remember at the time, but it was like very womanly stuff. And it was
yeah,
a bottle of wine and a bag of hot Cheetos. And I'm like, this is so classy of me. Like, but that was my Saturday night that time.
That's what I would need. Like, I mean, hot Cheetos, it's my childhood. Like, it's cheese and spice and everything
Ugh,
nice.
I know.
And it's the crunch. I don't know what they put in that. I'm sure it's bad for my kidneys. The red dye or something. I've read so many things. I don't care at this point. Like, I need that
Yeah.
to be a part of my life.
Every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, and because I'm in this thing, I'm avoiding certain foods, including that and
Mm-hmm.
alcohol. And my parents, they came over and they know I love them, and they brought me a bag, and I was like,
Oh,
no. So they're gonna have to
temptation.
wait. Yeah, they're gonna have to wait for whatever after my goal.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but
good. Keep
yeah,
it up.
yeah. Thanks. It's hard, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Any updates with you?
Yeah, I traveled a little bit last month. I don't have any trips planned this month, but you know what? I'm moving, so like
Yeah,
whatever. That's a trip.
it
Um
is.
I went to Portland, Oregon
Ooh.
last month, like literally a month ago. It was so much fun. Yeah, so I think I talked about it that I was going to go to Portland in the last episode. Well, I finally went and it was a really quick trip. It was just like over the weekend. Um, my boyfriend came with me. We flew out together and um, we met up with my mom, my brother, my sister, and we stayed in an Airbnb. Well, we actually didn't even stay in Portland. We were like about an hour and a half outside of like the city center. Um, and that's kind of like where I had family and stuff. It was so cute. Like we got there, we had a little like maybe like a couple hours before other people arrived, so we were able to like take a lift to like a little restaurant. We had lunch. It was delicious. Yeah, and then we got to the Airbnb. It was really cute. It was like right by the river. What is it? The Columbia River or something like that. I have no idea. I don't know geography.
Same.
Um so we didn't really do any like sightseeing or anything on that first date. We kind of were just like meeting up with family that was like arriving and just kind of getting together. Like literally, I'm talking like cousins I probably haven't seen in over 15 years.
Wow.
So much family. It was so nice. Um the next day we kind of like hit up some breweries. That was fun. And then we had the party.
Ooh.
Like it was so nice. Like we got there. It was like a small like venue, and it felt like just a family party.
That's
It was
awesome.
just everything. And it was a lot of people just greeting each other, just like saying hi, catching up. Um my cousin, the birthday boy, like he was kind of like posing for photos with people. He had like a little backdrop and everything. And I remember when, I got up to take my picture with him, he was just like, his face was like red because he was like smiling and laughing so
Oh.
much. And he just like turned to me and he's like, I'm so happy right now.
Oh.
It was
I
so
love
cute.
that.
Yeah, and he ended up doing his songs that he had practiced for. He did a good job. And I have cousins that are um musicians. So like they sing and
That's
um
cool.
they have a whole band.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
my boyfriend's a drummer, and so he was like eyeing them as they were like performing. And he also had told my cousin the day before, like, hey, by the way, I'm a drummer too. And my cousin's like, oh, we got to get you like up there
Oh.
like at the party, like you can do it. And he's not like he's not Mexican, first of all, so he doesn't know how to like play, or he's never played that kind of music before, I should say.
Yeah.
But sure enough, during the party, like my cousin got him up there.
How fun.
And so I have videos of him, like recorded of him, like drumming while like my other cousins are like singing and like, just like
Wow.
performing for the party. It was
Yeah.
so fun. It was so cute. I
Like
loved it.
regional Mexican like banda. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
It was it was really cool. It was just a really fun party, and then we all danced and good food, all that stuff. And then the next day we like left in the afternoon, so we had time to kind of like there was hangovers happening. Um, so
Of course. Sure.
not me though, not me. Honestly, it wasn't me, but some people had some
Sure.
hangovers. But we on our way back to like the airport, we were able to drive by the. Oh my god, I should remember this because I was just there. The waterfalls. This is so bad that I don't remember. But anyways, it's like the waterfalls that everybody goes to when they go to
I think
Portland.
my brother went there. I don't know. So I think it begins with a P?
No, it starts with an
No.
M.
M. Quick Google search. Google, help me here.
I literally even bought like postcards from there.
Manitoc.
Yes.
Are you serious?
No, Multnomah.
Oh, okay.
Multnomah Falls.
I just gave this a random word.
Multnomah Falls. Um, and it's like a quick little drive. You're like on the like main highway. You exit whatever exit you're supposed to get off on, and you drive a little bit, like 3 miles off down like a little windy road. And then there's multiple waterfalls in that area, but there's like the main one that you go like where you're able to park and stuff. It was so beautiful. We like got out, we took a lot of pictures, videos, all that stuff. Um and that was pretty much my trip to Portland. It was like
Ooh.
super quick, I'm telling you. And like I had a family party to go to, but like if I didn't have that and I was just going to like explore, I think, you know, 3-4 days is more than enough. You could definitely, you know, beer's like the thing to do there. Like there's so many breweries everywhere. Oh my god, we went to a dispensary with my mom. I don't know if I should say that out loud, but it was just really fun. I was like, "Mom, do you want to like see what it's like?" It was a little different than some of the ones here in California. So,
Oh, how so?
um I mean, it could have just been this particular one because we were like in a small town. Um, but some of the ones out here are really big. It kind of feels like
Oh.
a Starbucks almost, like
Oh.
really loungy, kind of like big
Yeah.
dispensaries.
Sure.
Um, but this was just like it kind of just felt like a little liquor store almost. So it
Oh.
wasn't anything like
Grand.
crazy, but
Yeah.
so but that was fun. It was like just like a little family
That's
weekend.
awesome. I mean,
Mhm.
getting to see like new scenery and like exploring, different parts is
Yeah.
always fun.
Yeah.
Um, I know that uh I don't know. I guess I've been curious about the Pacific Northwest
Mhm.
ever since after watching like Twilight and stuff, all those trees and like how
Yeah.
it's always so like gloomy and rainy.
Mhm.
That weather's always kind of attractive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've learned that I don't like the heat as I thought I did, and so during my break I was off for some time from work, and so we explored Northern California. So I thought I lived in Northern California. I thought the Bay Area was
Mhm.
northern. No, there's like way more to California, like
Yeah.
further up,
Like
close to
10
Oregon.
hours. Yeah, like 10 hours more of driving.
Yeah, and you would think we're in a different state, but we're not. It's still California. So we went to Eureka, which is near
Ooh.
Humboldt State
Mhm.
University, and it gave me like Santa Cruz vibes
Mhm.
as well as like mountain. Like it was
Mhm.
just different, and
Yeah.
and we saw a lot of like Oregon like license plates and cars and stuff,
Okay.
and there was a bunch of dispensaries.
Mhm.
Um, And it was really lovely, and it was just really chill, and the people were very nice. It was just very, it was very chill vibes, but almost like, I don't know. It was just interesting. It was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But
Was it snowing?
so we went before the giant
Okay.
storm. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, we decided to go like a week before,
Mm-hmm.
and then sure enough, a week later, that giant storm happened. I mean, it's still kind of going on. And
Yeah.
roads were closed and everything, but yeah, we drove there, so it was like 5.5 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So five, that's like driving down to LA.
Yeah.
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 Just for all the folks who are not in California, just so you have an understanding how huge this
Yes.
state is.
Yeah, California is like
So like
super long.
NorCal, quote unquote, like we call it, is like not NorCal at all. It's like mid Cal.
I know. And I mean like the Central Coast, right? Like Monterey area,
Mm-hmm.
but then we think because we're further north in the Bay Area, we're like, "Oh, we're in NorCal."
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah. And if we are NorCal, we're at the southern tip of the
Yeah.
NorCal
Yeah.
section.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty cool. Um Nature, traveling. But travel, just traveling period is so hard in itself. Like I had to make a list. I had to like, figure out what we need to pack. It was it's so it takes time.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been a camper?
I've camped a couple times, but am I a camper? No.
Because I feel like that's a thing that happens a lot in the Bay Area is people like to go camping a lot. I mean, it
Yeah.
happens in LA too, but I feel like since I've lived here, I've come across more people who just like go camping for fun like on the weekends than I have with people who are like LA natives and stuff.
Yeah, so I didn't go camping as a child because my dad lived in a
Mhm.
very rural rancho, and
Mhm.
so he was like, I camped every day of my life. Why should I go
Yeah.
camping again? I want to stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
So I never camped as a child. I started getting interested in the outdoors, when you reach that early adulthood age where you're like,
Mhm.
I'm so active and different, and I'm gonna go hike. Um, and also like, dating, it's like, let's go on a hiking date, right? It's
Yeah.
like, and so I know my husband's very outdoorsy, and
Mhm.
so I have done that. Is it my preference of activity? No.
Okay.
So we stayed in a hotel, and
Yeah.
so I would love to glamp, I guess.
Yeah.
I am not a camper. I've learned this. It's fun, but adding a toddler to the mix, I feel like adds a little bit more fun that I'm not
Yeah.
interested in like exploring.
Right. No, I hear that. I mean, I don't even know how interested in exploring I'm in it like by myself, let alone like
Yeah. Have you
with the
gone
whole
camping?
family.
Are you a camper?
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna call it what it is. I think it's white people stuff. So, I mean, it's true, but that doesn't mean that like everybody can enjoy it. It's just like not a thing that I feel like everybody does.
And it
Um,
gets so expensive too. It's like you're gonna buy this thing, this like, grill, and like these cups and these, all these things, and then the how clean it is. And I know people do it. It's doable. Bear, the outdoorsman guy, does it.
yeah.
And I know people like coworkers and friends and whoever, they do it with a baby, with a toddler as
Mhm.
well. But it's just not for me. I feel
Yeah.
like we've discovered hotels, and I think we should take advantage of those things.
Well, yeah, I agree. My problem with camping is that it's a lot of work to just like be doing like nothing and being one with nature. It's like if that's what we're doing, like why isn't it easier? Like why can't I just be there then? Like why do I have to do all this extra stuff, pack all this extra things, buy all this gear. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I've gone glamping once. With a group of people for, my friend's birthday. That's what she wanted to do. And it was really nice. I definitely joined along for the experience because I wanted to be exposed. Um, I think that's like my preferred way of doing it, like with a group of people who maybe know what they're doing. It doesn't have to be a large group, like a small group's fine with me.
Sure.
Um, but just as long as I'm like with people that like know
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
what to do,
exactly.
because I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that's also very important to have someone who knows what they're doing, or
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah, this is what I've done in the past. Because otherwise, I'm like, well, like, where do I shower? Or like, what do I. And you know what? We kind of camped when I went to Coachella. We
Mm-hmm.
had like
When did you go to Coachella? I don't remember this.
10 years ago.
Oh my god, you're so cool. I had no idea that you did that.
Yeah, and we used a tent. I remember with a friend. Shout out. And it was I remember just like drink like,
Who were the
partying.
headliners for your Coachella?
Oof. I want to say, I mean, this was 10 years ago, so this was like 2004. Oh, well, like
13?
9 years ago. 2014, I think it was.
Okay.
I want to say it was the year that Beyonce was there.
Okay, wow.
Like Solange, and then she did like a surprise. Do you remember that? That you heard of that maybe? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
sounds
want to say
familiar.
someone Google it and let us know.
It wasn't the Tupac Coachella, right?
Mm, no. I don't think
You know what I'm
so.
talking about?
Yeah, yeah, the hologram.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No. But it was a lot of fun. But we used a tent, but it was nice. It was kind of it was like an RV site, I think. But everybody like basically just parked their cars and would just
Mhm.
use a tent.
Okay.
And then we had like bathroom facilities, like for showering, and then there was like a
Mhm.
pool if you wanted to like hang out. So it was kind
Yeah.
of like in the middle of camping
Yeah.
and glamping, sort of.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing I learned from people who do camp is that it's levels to this, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, for
so
sure.
I think it was my friend Irene who told me that there's like what she considers two different types of camping, which is like camping. She might have a different term for it. And then there's like car camping,
Yeah,
which is like where you load up your car with all the stuff and then you just kind of like park and then you like set up your tent somewhere
yeah,
nearby and like you sleep. Um but then there's like people who will like just load up their backpack with all their things and then maybe hike for miles and then camp and then have to load it all up again and
yeah.
then hike back. Um that's not my lifestyle.
No, same.
Um glamping is like, I would consider it similar to maybe like the car camping thing, but like maybe you have a yurt or maybe like you can set up your tent, but then there's like, an area where you can go to the bathroom or like maybe there's a sink with running water nearby and a grill for you to use. Um
Yeah.
I can handle that. I can probably do that. But my prefer or an RV. I will definitely give that a try someday if I am presented with the opportunity.
Or
I
hashtag
I want
van life.
yeah, I want to try that. I really do. Like I've I just, I haven't pushed myself to do it, but camping is something I want to try.
Oh, that's good. You're open
Yeah.
to it. That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like I've tried it and I'm just like, do we have to? Like, is there a
Yeah.
hotel nearby?
Yeah.
So that's how we've gone to like national parks and how we go around. Like for this trip to Eureka, I was like,
Mhm.
if it's not a hotel, I don't know. Like I feel uneasy and
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I have a warm bed with blankets because
Yeah.
how could I not, you know? My parents worked so hard and I'm sure slept in the cold at some point where I'm just like, they
Yeah.
want this for me, right? My ancestors
Right.
ancestors want this for me. 'Cause yeah, I
Well,
mean,
I mean, it's even just like generally traveling as you get older. Like, I also remember being 20 and traveling and sleeping in hostels
oh my
because,
gosh,
like,
yes.
I just wanted to travel to this city for the weekend and it was cheap and I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Um, but you cannot catch me in a hostel right now. Like, I work too hard and I can afford that hotel
Yeah.
and not the cheap hotel either. Like, I'm not saying like bougie hotel, like super fancy, but I
No,
want it
yeah.
to be cute
Sure.
and I and I want it to be nice. I want to have it has to be like a vibe to it, you
Yeah,
know?
I want to say that I do also remember staying in a hostel. I don't know where it was. Thank God I was able to like stay safe. But like
Yeah.
watching all these like true crime things and like
Yeah.
documentaries and like holy crap. I
Yeah.
guess I now know why my parents were so worried. Like
I know. I mean, well, now I
holy
understand too. I'm
moly.
like, why did they let me do that? Like, I did it in Europe, right? Because I studied abroad in
Yeah.
Italy. So, like, I would travel to other places while I was there. And I know when I went to Amsterdam, the hostel situation that I was in there, I slept on a cot in a room with all women, and then there were like lockers there, like literally like high school lockers where you could put your stuff, and there was like one bathroom, and yeah, that was a situation.
Yeah.
um in uh Budapest, I stayed in a
Wow. I
hostel,
didn't know you went
but
to Hungary.
yeah, I
Wow.
went to Budapest. um
Oh, that's how you say it.
I don't know, I probably
Oh,
butchered it, but
I
there's a
don't
lot
know.
of, yeah, something like that.
Oh, how cool. Tell me. Tell
Yeah.
me more.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
Oh, wow.
From what I remember, it was such a long time ago. But that hostel situation was like a room with, and I went with two friends. So that was three of us in the same room. And I think there were maybe like three or four other people in the same room. So we're all sleeping on different beds. And that was like mixed, right? Like
Oh,
men and
co-ed.
women. Yeah. But then we ended up making friends with everybody there. There was like a German girl, there was like a guy from New York, there
Wow.
was a guy from Scotland. Nobody could understand a word he was saying because like we were all able to like somehow speak English, right? Like
Yeah,
there
the
was a German
lingua
girl who spoke
franca.
English. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so he's like, I speak English too. So he's like talking to us, and we would like not understand what he was saying. Like his accent was
Oh.
just so thick, but he was really nice. We all went out and like went to a bar and like sang karaoke together or whatever. So it was like at least a
Oh.
fun situation, but you definitely find yourself with people like strangers, and sometimes it can work out really well and like you can make fun, like you can have make fun out of the situation, or like sometimes you just, and in all situations you should be careful and like wary of like
Oh
your
my
things
gosh.
and not, getting taken advantage of and whatnot.
Yeah. It was a luxury for me to
Hmm.
travel abroad
Yeah.
over to we I went to Argentina and then we hopped around to Chile and Uruguay
Hmm.
and we got I remember we got I went with a friend and there were just sketchy situations. It's just made
Hmm.
me more aware.
Hmm.
Thank God have like, my parents have been able, mainly my dad has been able to kind of teach us these like street smarts, be aware of things. Um, but there were so many situations where it could have gone downhill. I guess we just looked like, young 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
One example that I'll just talk about was like we were in a taxi in Buenos Aires and the guy heard us speak English. And I don't know, I guess I just never I mean I know that like when you travel it's best to kind of blend in. And
Hmm.
even so, like, even if we were to speak Spanish, I speak Mexican Spanish, which is
Hmm.
180 degrees different, right, from
Right.
Argentinian Spanish.
Yeah.
And so we were speaking English, and the guy I saw, he started moving the meter of the taxi, like
Oh,
doom doom doom, like just way faster than what it was going. So he was
yeah.
ripping us off basically.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Senor, stop the car."
Yeah.
So that was kind of scary. And just being robbed, yeah, it was very, it was eye opening that like this world has a lot more. So I've seen other things
Yeah.
that have made me a little bit more cautious
Mhm.
when I travel now. Even like, when I went to Eureka, I was just like, don't talk to that person. Like, like because, why are they here alone? Why do they want to talk to me? I have no business with them. So I've unfortunately have gained a lot of like experiences that have opened my eyes and made me like a little bit more cautious. So
Yeah.
it's not that I don't want to be friends or anything. It's just like I don't know what your intentions are and I don't need your energy right now. So
I know. I
leave me
mean,
alone.
honestly, the older I get, the more I'm turning into my dad, I think, because growing up, he would always just be like, "You can't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody." And he would even be like, "You can't even trust your dad. Don't trust anybody." I mean, like, he would say that, like, as a joke, like,
Yeah, yeah,
don't
yeah.
even, like, even me, you don't know me, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
And it's true. Like, now that I'm older, I'm like, you're right. Like, I can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's fine.
It is
Um,
fine. And as a parent, I know that one day my child is going to go or have curiosity, or maybe my mom's like, "Well, you went when you were 19 abroad and, what if
mhm.
your child decides to go abroad?" I'll be like, "Well, that's something that she's going to just do and I'm just going to
Yeah.
have to guide her from now until then."
Yeah.
Cuz, it's a scary world, but we have to be fearless, and it's hard for me to like, continue to accept that cuz as like, have you seen those like TikTok memes or whatever where it's like, here I am being anxious going to the grocery store
Oh,
now,
yeah.
and then like here I am at 20 like getting someone random's drink or whatever, and
Yeah.
like accept, it's like, wow, what a difference of a world as you grow older. And we don't get that until we're like in our 30s.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
I guess you have to get it out of your system at some point.
Yeah.
You're a little
Yeah.
bit more fearless when you're younger.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to live life, I guess. But one thing I remember telling my parents, like when I was getting ready to like leave, and like travel and stuff, is like you can't trust the world, right? Like you can't trust other people that you don't know, like that they're gonna do things like do good, right? But you can trust me and trust
Yeah.
my ability to like kind of handle situations the best that I can.
Yeah.
And so that's like that's all you can do. It's
Yep.
just like I don't know.
Yeah. And here we are,
We survived
professionals
those
working
situations.
on life,
I
having a
know.
podcast, and we're alive and well. Thank God, man. Thank you, universe. Holy cow. I want to thank my parents for guiding me.
Seriously though,
uh,
big time.
yeah.
And good thing, it's definitely a privilege to have been able to do all those things. So,
100%. I feel very lucky to say that I've been to South America, and that I would one day hope to go to Europe. I feel like that's kind of on my bucket list. I want to go to the Philippines, Thailand, Japan, South Korea.
everywhere. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to the
Yes,
Philippines also. I've never been to South America. I really want to go. Hopefully, I can go with my boyfriend. He's Peruvian. So that will be a
that's
fun
exciting.
trip. I know.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have a lot of traveling this year, according to you're witnessing
Hmm.
the luggage.
Yeah, and then I still haven't gotten that new luggage yet, but I do want to get it, and then I do want to plan one trip, um, at least like one good trip like this year, because got I have like a lot of points on my credit card,
Yes,
and I can probably buy like two round trip flights with that.
nice. Nice.
And if I get a little bit more, maybe I could even pay for like the hotel and all that stuff.
And
But
that's how you, and that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone, that's how you use a credit card. And I have yet to
yes.
learn, but financial advice from Christy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, get yourself a credit card where you can get points, like points that you could redeem for travel, for example. And I don't even have the best one. I have the Chase Preferred card, but I think the Chase Reserve card is the best. But I think
Oh.
their annual fee is a little up there. Um,
Oh. I see annual
but
fees and I run the opposite way.
I
But
know.
I am working on my finances to figure out how to retire tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, get yourself one of these credit cards that are like worth it, right? Like the
Yeah.
ones that you can get a lot of stuff in return. I really like the Chase Preferred so far.
Yeah.
I get points every time I like order DoorDash or something, and then you get all these discounts through
Ooh.
DoorDash, or like anytime you use your card for travel, you get more in return also.
Oh.
So,
Yeah. I got to start on my budget. That's, I think, also another thing I want to do the least on. Like, I want to
mhm,
just be basic with my budget and just
mhm,
be a minimalist. So that's
yeah,
for another episode to discuss.
yeah, we can talk about that because I still have a lot to learn too, but
Me too.
I'm obsessed with it also.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing of our generation. I hope everybody's
Mhm,
educating themselves. It's really important. So we'll look into it.
yeah. So I won't say get a credit card. Like I'm not out here trying to promote like credit card debt or anything like that. Like say no to credit card debt. The idea is not to carry debt. It's to have a credit card, make purchases, get your points, and then make sure it's within your means. Like whatever you're buying on your credit card, you can also pay it with your like checking account, and that way you're able to pay it off like every month and still get points along the way.
Yeah, we're not financial advisors. This is just
Yeah,
our personal opinion and our experience.
right. Yes. Yes, because I've been there. So
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way in a lot of things. So, but yeah, that will be a plan to do that this year. Hopefully, redeem some of those points, plan a trip,
Yes.
and yeah. I think I'm comfortable. Like some people need to travel like every month or like they need to have like a trip that they're looking forward to all the time. And I'm too tired for that.
Yeah.
I am good with like one big trip a year,
Yeah. I don't even,
personally.
I just want to be at home and hang out. I'm a homebody. I love to
Mhm.
travel and I could do maybe a trip once a year, but
Mhm.
like I just want to hang out at the house and I want to
Yeah.
cook and be with my family. Is that
Yeah.
is that basic? Is that doing the least? Yes. And that's
I mean,
okay.
that
That's
sounds like the
totally okay.
perfect life to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And next episode, we'll just update you all on our lives. We'll
My
continue to talk
move.
about the move, the big move. Congratulations again,
Woo
Christy. This is a
woo. Thank
big,
you.
awesome change. My updates on how I'm doing with my food.
Yeah.
So, this is your sign. If you have a dream, if you have something you want to work on, start it. Do it.
Yes.
Even if it's a little steps, it'll get you there. Just think of the big picture.
And even if it's scary, it's supposed to be scary,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it'll be worth it.
It will be worth it. And we'll continue on dreaming about traveling and yeah, just we'll see what we talk about next episode. Let us know too in the comments. Um Slip into our DMs and we'll respond.
Yes.
Again, it's Instagram is doing the least podcast and our email is doing the least at gmail.com.
Doing the least podcast
Oh,
at gmail.com.
doing the least podcast. That's right. Thanks, Christy.
And our phone
All right.
number is 1-800. Just kidding.
411.
Yeah.
No.
Or text 555. Um No, but seriously, we appreciate any feedback, any
Yeah.
suggestions, any love.
Thank
Um,
you.
we love to hear when you listen. And please also, if you can, when you are listening on any platform, whether it's Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to your podcast, give us a rating. We would appreciate it very much. We love your feedback.
5 stars or whatever. That'd be totally
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's the suggested amount of stars. But it's up to you.
We love you guys and thank you again for listening. Thanks for
Doing
doing the
the
least.
least with
Cynthia.
and Christy.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Take care.
Bye.